Hi, Avani. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Sindhuja?
Very well. Very well. Thank you. Thank you for taking out your precious time and being with us to share a little bit of your experience and how it could benefit other leaders. So CEO Podcast is basically a platform where we, invite entrepreneurs and ask them to share their journeys with us, so it could help our community. So, Avni, will you be able to kind of share with the audience that, what exactly do you do in your business? When did it start? How did it start? And, what are you doing currently in it? So if you could just share a little bit on that.
Yeah. So I joined my business so I say I joined because the business was started by my husband. Uh, I'm talking about Vibrant Publishers here. It was started in 2010. And then before that, he had started Educational Software Technologies Limited, which was in 2002 when he was in last year of his college. So I joined him in 2006 after my daughter was born. So before that I was into Wipro and I had a traveling job. So I decided to quit after my daughter and joined him. And from then, yes, I've been looking after the business, after the operations, marketing, and pretty much everything because we're a small business. So being an entrepreneur, you look at all aspects of the business.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, that's how it
So
started.
how has it been so far? I was just about to ask that.
Oh, it's been a great learning process. Since I joined, we've evolved a lot. We've grown in terms of the uh, the business that we do. So initially, we had started with developing flashcards for students who are going for their studies abroad, and from there on, we moved to developing software programs for these exams like GRE, GMAT, SAT.
Okay.
And then somewhere in the way we realized that we are a little ahead of time, and we thought of going into book publishing. That's when we started Vibrant Publishers and started developing publishing books for the test prep, so the exams that we were already catering to, GRE, GMAT, SAT. And we also began a new series of books which is we call it self-learning management series. Now, this series caters to all the managers or students, undergraduates, graduates who are looking at gaining fundamental knowledge of management subjects. So these are compact, quick reads, so that the professionals who don't have time or the students who are not, able to do a full-time MBA, they can pick up these books and grab the fundamentals and then move ahead in their careers. So that was the series which we started. We also started a series called Job Interview Question Series, wherein we have books that have it's a question and answer format kind of book, wherein questions that could be asked in a job interview, say for Java or say for Python, or even an HR interview. Those types of questions are, and their answers are given in the book. So it comes as a ready reckoner for those who are preparing for job switches or for their new jobs. So we started with these three series, and we're adding and evolving, adding more books to each series.
Yeah, very, very interesting. So these are hardbound or these are now like in ebook form? What format is this on?
Okay, so we bring out books in all formats: ebooks, paperbacks, and hardbacks. So the hardbacks are the ones which have hardcovers.
Yeah.
So yeah, all three formats we have.
Okay, so how is the business going for you in last like 20 years, right? You've been in business approximately. Yes. So how has the trend changed, and also post pandemic, has anything really changed for you? and how's the business really growing for you?
So the business has been, doing pretty well because academic books or educational books, people are always wanting to, read through them. So, and people have accepted our quality of books and the way the books are, designed. It has been accepted well by universities across the globe. Professors have given good reviews about them. In fact, even universities like Harvard and Pennsylvania, they have adopted our books
Oh, wow, okay.
for their courses. So, so yeah, it has been accepted pretty well. That's good. Yeah. And we've been adding more and more titles to the series. So that is one thing that we have been doing to ensure that we're able to cater to a larger audience.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, being, I think, recognized globally, I think it's a big thing, isn't it? That, your books are being utilized by different, universities across the world. I think that's a huge recognition for you and your business.
Yeah. Yes.
So, I just want to kind of, just turn this a little bit around and get to learn a little bit about, what are the best practices that you brought into the system of your business, of your husband's business, and how did that transition into what the business is today and the kind of people that work with you today?
Okay, so since I came from a background wherein I was into information security consulting, and since we were consulting clients, we would always recommend them a lot of documentation and stuff. So I came from that background and started, recommending processes and documentation here. And gradually, it took some time. In a small business, it's always not easy to start to document a lot and to follow lots of processes, because then you need quick decisions here. So despite of that, we started gradually, and eventually, we are in a place right now where we have a lots of processes in place which help us produce more and more books on time, or I'll say in lesser time than a traditional big publisher would publish. So I think that's a big achievement. That's what help the business grow from where it was earlier, from maybe we were publishing about 2 to 3 books when we started, to now we're publishing about 25 books in a year.
Wow.
Or even more than that sometimes. So that's how we could grow, because of the processes that we developed.
Wow. Okay. So, I mean, if one were to start a kind of business that you're in today, and there was an entrepreneur watching this video who wants to kickstart his business just like you, what would be a few lessons that you would want to, kind of give them or let them know, watch out, or some sort of information that can help them?
Okay. So for anyone who's entering into any business, whether it be publishing or any other business, I would suggest that new generation is very smart. They are technologically skilled and all that. But with that, they should have a value system in place. That's what is the foundation of our business. We ensure that a value system is first of all thought of, and then it is implemented over different on a daily basis, I would say. So it's not a thing which you implement only when you're doing your particular process, like you're doing your sales or you're doing your operations. It's a thing which you are implementing on a daily basis. You're living it. A value system is a must for anyone, so that you don't get carried away in this competitive world. It's so easy to get carried away and run after wealth. Wealth is important, but value system will ensure that the business, they're able to take the business to a consistent growth over years. Yeah. So I would definitely recommend that. Yes.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Avani, because for leaders, having a strong value system is such an important thing. And even in my own, program that we have, it's called Become the Leader Your Team Can Die For. So in that, when we are sharing and working with our clients, we also talk strongly about the value system and, understanding what it is. And if you could use that for, kind of aligning with your teams as well, so that your teams can, work in sync with you. And then, together with your value systems and theirs,
Yeah.
a lot of things.
Yeah, it's so important that if you have your value system, your team sees the value system. It's like the parent-child relation. Your child is going to do what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
So, yeah, the team follows.
Yeah. It's like that. Yeah, it's amazing what you just said, and such a strong point here really for, I think, young entrepreneurs, because a lot of times we get lost in the business angle and the funding and how to put the processes in place and how to start getting the clients. But the most important thing is, how do you really set that business with a strong foundation? And that is, like you said, with the right value system. So
yes,
yeah.
and everything else I think falls in place. Once you have a right value system, everything else will fall in place.
Yeah. I guess every decision that you make will be around that, right? Because when you want to go in one direction, you choose whether this is going in line with your values or not.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
And then as you're growing, if you have your value system clear, you will be able to transfer that to your team, to the growing team. So only when you have communicated it well to them, they will be able to transfer it there. You may not be present everywhere, but still your value system will be seen to your clients, your vendors, everyone who you are dealing with.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Yeah, absolutely. It's such an important and profound point that you brought in here. So the other thing which I would just like to know, what does Avani stand for? Like for example, if you were, if you were to kind of choose 3 things that you would carry with you to a deserted island, what would those 3 things be for you? What is it that Avani, really goes by?
Okay, I think I am a very flexible and a people person. So if you ask me what 3 things I want to carry, I'll say I don't really need anything. I can just survive on whatever is available in that environment. However, if you allow me to take 3 people, I'd be glad, because
Okay.
I am a people person. I would love to have people around me, and then I can flourish.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, so you're a people's person. I think that's why also that you understand the strength of values in people's lives as well, right? It just sinks in very well, if I may say. I mean, that's just an observation, from what you just said. So great. So how do you really, work in your life? I mean, you're a busy entrepreneur. You are, a wife. You're managing people in your teams. So how do you really balance your life? Because, that's one very strong area when we work with our clients. That's an area which, they need support in, and kind of work with them to help them to create a successful business along with a successful life, So how do you manage it? I mean, we'd love to know from you.
I think I keep it simple. I have a calendar which I follow daily. I ensure that I plan my day ahead of time. So not that I sit, come in the morning and then plan the day. I plan the day ahead of time. And my team has also, now they are used to planning ahead of time. So it helps when you planned ahead of time. You know what you're supposed to be doing that day, how busy you will be, and what's on priority and whatnot. And I think that's how I manage even my personal life. Things are a little planned. But with personal life, I try to keep it a little unplanned, so that I have some free space and I can spend some time with my husband, daughter, and family.
Okay.
Also, I have my workout regime, so I am sure that I do that. That keeps me sane throughout the day. That adrenaline rush is required to go through a busy day otherwise.
Yeah, health is wealth, as they say, literally.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, so what you said is that of course, planning ahead of time. Yeah, that's one thing, and also kind of having a little bit of spots of time for your family and people that you love, and
Yes.
health comes first in the morning, right? It just starts there. So. So also, I think these are three important tips for anyone who's starting off, as an entrepreneur, things that they could be careful about and um, sort of imbibe in their lives before they get into the entrepreneurial journey. So is there anything else you would like to share, with the leaders of today? Anything before we conclude?
I think the leaders, this generation is really, they really have the energy and the attitude, plus the environment is supportive. India is supportive. The world is supportive of entrepreneurs. So I guess they just need to get going. Just keep a strong foundation and get going. Be adaptive, so that if there are changes coming, things like pandemics come, be adaptive so that you're not panicking in such situations. You're able to move ahead. That's all. I think those simple things should be good enough for them to go ahead and get success.
Yeah, some very interesting thoughts here, Avani. And I really want to thank you once again for taking out your time, out of your busy schedule of, managing multiple roles in your lives. So thank you so much. And thank you for a wonderful chat here that we had with you.
It was my pleasure.
Wishing you all the very best in your business and in your life as well. Thank you.
Wishing you the best in your endeavor too.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Bye.